So this weekend we had a community race. It's an arena thing. There's some people out there in the Last Epoch community who are pretty new to the game and also new to Discord and Twitch and the stuff that goes on in the Last Epoch community. So we've got some weekend races going on. Vision GL, Salt of the Earth, your friend and mine. He's been holding these for a very long time, but he's waiting until 0.9, the multiplayer patch. So, in an interest of building up hype for those sorts of events, which I'm a big fan of, let's talk about arena stuff, okay? So we made a joke a second ago about like just don't get hit. Eventually, what's going to kill you if you're at 400, 500, 600, 700 waves in the arena? Something's going to hit you. It's going to deal way more damage than you think it does, and it's going to stun you. Stun is super nasty in arena. So things that get stun immunity, like a mage, a sork using teleport, things like that, tend to be like pretty good to spec into. Because having that stun immunity is great. What's more stuff that we can tell new arena players about? We can talk about lap runners, which is kind of what I'm doing right now. So if you have the ability to leave damage behind you, like these umbral blades that are spinning behind me, I could get to like 500 waves in the arena, and then I could cheese like another 50 waves on top of that, just by playing super defensively and running in a circle and trying to not even be on the same screen as an enemy. It's kind of like abusing the minion AI, right? Things like that. All right, we mentioned lap runners, mentioned don't get hit. What's another one? Damage over time. Yeah, damage over time is super hard to mitigate in Last Epoch because armor, dodge, glancing blows, block, do nothing against it. So leech is good against it. Having a big health pool is good against it. Having good life recovery over leech, things like that is good against it too. Having good damage, not being on the same screen, avoiding the damage over time, not touching it. So sometimes you'll see a poison pool on the ground, and at high arena waves, those things tick for so much damage. Like, a lot of damage. Never stop moving. Never stop moving is a good one. You can see even right now, I'm playing pretty carefully because I'm reading Twitch chat at the moment. But yeah, things like this, like just like never stop moving. Pick your moment. Don't stand still if you don't have to. It's a great piece of advice. Defenses tend to be more important than offenses. We talk about like the 200,000 breakpoint for like bleed or ignite builds or something. If you've got 200,000 like bleed or ignite DPS, like those kinds of numbers, you don't need a million bleed DPS to do well in arena.
Too easy.
But as long as you got some DPS and you're not going to get one shot, it'll take you really far. So if you've ever seen like Lizard IRL, his kinds of builds, his builds always really favor like using shields, using block, using as many defensive mechanics as possible, and then worrying about where the damage is coming from. That tends to be a pretty good way of thinking about it. Alright. Arena, what else? We can talk about like how waves work right now. So I've got 3 monsters left right here, and I'm at wave 149. As soon as... Yeah, so you see this one scorpion that's following me? 2 monsters died. And as soon as 1 monster is left, the next wave will spawn. So knowing that information, I can like kind of play differently, right? Like let's say there's a diamond matron and then one little like spider on the ground. Which one do you want to kill first? You want to kill the diamond matron first, because if you kill the little dopey spider on the ground, then the diamond matron's still going to be there, and then the next wave of monsters is going to spawn. So if there's 2 monsters left, the next wave of monsters will not spawn. That's a good thing to know about. What's another good thing to talk about? There's some walls that block projectiles. I think in this place, Abandoned Arena, I think nothing blocks projectiles. Like this wall doesn't block, but like projectiles go through this thing, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Which is kind of rough if you're trying to hide. But some of the arenas do have walls that you can hide behind. Those icicle things are absolute killers. Let's go over here. taunt is very, very strong in Arena. We can talk about that as well. Any kind of taunt is really good. Even I've used a little bit of taunt from. Yeah. I've used a little bit of taunt from Bone Curse as a Lich, creating walls, and those little walls have like a tiny bit of taunt to them. These minions are super deadly. Look at those projectiles there. We can talk about layers of defense as well. I know a lot of people like Apostasy, which is a layer of rogue defense, but like I really don't like it. So if projectiles are going to stun you, and if monsters are going to off-screen you, we've already talked about a handful of monsters that are really dangerous because of their projectiles. Like a bunch of small projectiles coming at you. Dodge is quite good in Arena. Like even 25% dodge. If like, maybe just some of those projectiles miss. That could totally be the difference between life and death. Like, if you can get 25% dodge in your build without, like, memeing it up and really sacrificing other parts of your build, I think that's pretty good. And it's one of the reasons that I don't want to use Apostasy to cap my Cleanse and Bloat chance. What about repeat monsters in waves 1 through 5, 6 through 10? That's a good one, especially if you're in hardcore and you want to, like, you know, not die. So if monsters appear in waves 1 through 5, they're also going to be there in 1 through 10, or in 6 through 10. So like if my first 5 waves get Diamond Matrons, they're going to show up again. Alright, I think that about covers it. Get snacks, comfy clothing. Alright. Also very good recommendations. But yeah, that about does it for what we're brainstorming for getting new players up to speed on doing the Arena. Alright, wish me luck. I gotta be at like 240 or so.